Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Anime Virgin Podcast. This week we're covering Kaiju number 8. It's a new seasonal anime that's really popular, and I'm enjoying quite a bit. We got my co-host Gozen,
What up?
and we got Anime Recon, the king of seasonal anime here.
What up, boys? I'm back for more, baby.
Bro,
Hell
Recon
yeah.
has good branding because he's always referred to as a king of Prince of Chess, like always royalty.
It's always something, yeah.
Yeah, you have a good brand, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm excited here. What's your guys' background? Because I'm completely new to Kaiju number 8. Briggs told me to watch it. That's my only experience. I felt the hype in his voice, but what's your background on this series, both of you guys?
So
Go,
for
Briggs, you start.
yeah, for me, I had heard about the manga. I see it when I sign into my like reading manga app. No free sponsorships. Whenever I sign in, I always see it. I'm like, oh, that looks pretty cool, but I never got around to watching it. And the anime came out, and people seem to be pretty excited about it. So I've been watching the first 4 or so episodes, and then I said, fuck it, I'm gonna read the manga. But today we're just talking about the anime.
Okay, so you have some experience with the...
Yes.
Okay, and Recon? What's your background with it?
Well, it got announced on Twitter that it's getting an anime adaptation. So
Mhm.
I went on Google Images, checked out some images and stuff like that, and it was like, yeah, that's cool. It's about big ass monsters and the self-defense force shooting and gunning them down and shit. And yeah, it's like my type of show. I'm in for it.
Do you
And
read?
so far, it's amazing. No,
Do
I
you
don't
read mangas or no?
No.
Okay,
I only just
nice.
went to check the images and shit, and so
Fair enough.
maybe some manga panels to see what it's about.
Recon
Yeah, I didn't
doesn't
know-
read.
I didn't
I
know what to
don't- yeah.
expect.
I don't
But,
read manga,
yeah.
unfortunately.
That's all good. That's all good. But yeah, no, I didn't know what to expect, but pleasantly surprised. I like the fact for the first time, we have a character who's like in his 30s. I appreciate that. 'Cause
Yes.
Usually the anime we cover, they're either teenagers or maybe 20s tops, but 30s, this one hits home. I like it.
This one's a lot more relatable for sure. I mean,
More
I'm not in my
yes.
30s, but I'm 27, so it's just like it's cool because when you're growing up and you get into anime, you're usually like a teenager or like young adult and stuff, and it's like, okay, as much as I love high school anime, it'd be cool to see some older protagonists.
Exactly.
It's nice to have an adult cast rather than, high school girls and boys and, them just
I mean-
fooling around and shit.
The rest of the cast, or a bunch of the other cast of the actual like force, is younger, right? It was
Yeah.
Some of them,
It was
not all of
Kafka Hibano's like last chance to get in because he was getting too old.
A lot of the rookies, yeah.
The
They're
rookies are young.
probably young, yeah. Because they recently increased the age of people who could apply because they were so short staffed.
Hmm.
So we were told that. So he usually wouldn't even get a chance to do this, but now he got a chance to redeem himself. So yeah, no, I appreciate it. I know Honey and Clover is an anime that I watched, and they were in university instead of high school, and it was just so much more enjoyable because I was in university at the time, and it's like little things like that can
Yeah.
really make me enjoy the anime more.
Yeah, it's true. It's definitely true when you can relate to a character or understand what a character is going through. Like Kafka's working a job and he's trying to figure out his life, but he still has some other dreams and other things he wants to do. It's like I feel like it's probably relatable for a lot of young adults.
Hmm.
But anyway,
Yeah.
the first episode, our boy. So what was his initial job? He was like cleaning up the corpses
Yeah, he's
of
basically
dead kaiju.
it's basically the aftermath.
Yes.
Of, whenever we see the monsters die, he's basically the cleanup crew.
Yeah.
They do the aftermath. They clean up the guts. They clean up everything
So
from
he-
the kaiju to keep things clean.
He's not just on poop removal. I think he had some poop removal a couple times, but they clean up the aftermath, the corpses of these fights.
Yeah, that was my understanding, and through that, he also got a sense of which monster, what their anatomy is, where their weak
Mhm.
spots are, where their reproduction is, and not only that, if he sees a brand new one because of his experience, he's better able to identify all of that.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? And I like that the anime actually applies that later on in the series, where he's able to use
I
his
love it,
knowledges
bro.
from his previous job and from episode 1. It's not just irrelevant information or irrelevant side job.
Yeah, it works so well because he wasn't wasting his time, right?
Mhm.
It wasn't pure wastage because he probably viewed it as, oh, I gave up on my dreams. I've been wasting my time for the last however many years. But no, that shit actually came in handy, and I like that. It's a nice redeeming thing about the story.
Mhm. So what is the actual force called that he wants to join? I can't remember the name.
The
I think
JSD.
Recon was saying defense corps or
The J-
something.
yeah, it's just the Japanese self-defense force, I think.
Okay, cool. Because when he was young, he was like childhood friends with like Mina Ashiro, and they both agreed to one day join the Japanese Self Defense Force. But she became like a fucking hero, like the number one like member of that force, and then he ended up like cleaning up poop. So it's funny to see him like it's okay, the dream's not over, and he finally has the opportunity to be at her side potentially in the future. Now that he
Yeah, he
ended
has
up
something
joining.
to work towards. And she clearly is not indifferent to him, and she hasn't moved on because she has moments where she also thinks, you lied to me, you didn't stick it out. And then you can see that she's quietly approving him giving it another shot and encouraging him. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying their dynamic. As little screen time as it has, I'm enjoying their dynamic.
Unfortunately,
Very nice
she's still not best girl. Unfortunately.
Not even near.
So you're
Not
talking
even
about
near this
Kikoru
girl.
or what?
So Kikoru, I fucking hated initially. I'm like,
Okay.
I hated this girl, but it was just so funny. I wish I could like share like the moment of like, all right, never mind, I love her. Like it was like I was reading the manga, so I watched episode like 3 or 4, and she was just being annoying. Where like she like tossed his truck and was like flexing on everyone. Had this like not the best voice. She was just I just
Fun
didn't.
fact, she's voiced by Power.
I was not watching. I don't think I watched. So I watched the English dub and the sub, but I think at the time I was watching it in subbed. So I was just like, she has an annoying voice. She's an annoying character. I don't like this spoiled brat, right? And then slowly, as I was reading the manga, which we did get her backstory in the anime now, or a little bit of it, I'm like, never mind, I like her. And like, she ends up keeping Kafka's secret about like the whole kaiju thing. I'm like, never mind, she's best girl.
Yeah.
And her
like
little
how-
blushing moment as well. It's so cute.
Oh man, the heartbeat was increased and everything. Her Sue was saying the heartbeat is increased also in one moment, which I thought was cute as well. Yeah, I like the fact that there was never a thing where she's like, "I'm gonna report you." In fact, she was like, "Yeah, we can't do that because they'll immediately kill you on the spot." So I really enjoyed how quickly she got on board, and that to me was definitely a redeeming quality in her character. Because you're right, it started off annoying, but with all the good parts we get, it's easy to overlook the other parts and even see it as a cute part of her character.
Yeah, I love her. Best girl.
I don't know if you guys are annoyed by this, but you guys do know that the character design is very different from the manga, right?
I do not because I didn't read the
lot,
manga.
Because a lot of people are actually complaining, or some people aren't really happy with the adaptation because of the designs being so different.
Is that everybody or just some
a lot-
characters?
Pretty much, I think everybody. Their designs just look very different from the manga.
So they
Especially
do
like Kikoru
look.
and Kafka. They look different.
They do look different, and there are some times where I'm like, okay, it doesn't look as good as in the manga, and there's times where it's vice versa.
Some shots were a bit off, but I still think it's
Oh,
decently done.
without a doubt in my mind, this anime enhances the source material 1,000%. Like between the animation, the music, the voice acting, the actual like, just like it just looks so much cooler. It sounds so much cooler. Obviously, because the manga has no sound, but I'm just saying this is the epitome of enhancing a source material.
This is exactly
And yes,
why I don't read manga.
there
Dude,
are.
I'm just imagining you like listening to the manga and being like, "This fucking
Shit.
sucks."
This is fucking shit. But yes, there are like the characters look a little bit different, and like sometimes you could argue it's worse, or like in his kaiju form, they're like he doesn't look as tall here, blah blah blah. It's like okay, yes, I see what you're saying, but if you didn't compare it 1-to-1, you would be like that looks fucking cool, right?
I can actually confirm that because I haven't read the manga and I haven't had any issues with the animation. I think it's top notch.
Yes, without a doubt,
Very
this manga enhances. I mean, this anime enhances the source material. The manga,
Which is the goal of anime.
Exactly,
Good
exactly.
job, yeah.
Have
But-
you guys
go ahead.
watched the anime? Sorry, Briggs, I cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. I was just gonna say, And episode 1, he cleans up some bodies. He gets chased by a kaiju, ends up in the hospital, had some cool moments, and he ends the episode by like eating a kaiju, which is like another main character eating a fucking something to get superpowers. Like, it just happens
Pulled a
so
Deku.
often. He pulled a Deku. What other anime? Itadori with the fingers.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
I feel like there's more. There's got to be
But
more.
those are newer anime, which is the interesting part. I wonder where that started.
Yeah,
I was
Well,
about to
Luffy,
say-
Obviously, Luffy, bro.
yeah.
He ate the fruit.
He ate the fruit.
Yeah,
Naruto ate Kurama? No, I'm kidding.
No, yeah.
He ate the
That's
fox.
probably the first I could think of, yeah.
I was about to mention the hospital scene where that kaiju parasite entered his mouth to transform him. Have you guys watched the anime series called Parasite the Maxim?
Yes.
Yes.
It's
I'm a
exactly.
fan.
I swear, kaiju kind of. It's very similar vibes to Parasite, like with how the protagonists they both get powers by a parasite entering their body and then transforming them into
Yeah.
monsters. So it's very.
I
much,
have
you
no
know,
issues
resembles it.
with that because,
I don't
like,
as well.
yeah, exactly. Because just in case some people think, like, oh, they copied it, it's such a small aspect of the story that even if someone had the exact same way of getting powers, but the story is completely different, just hypothetically, I think it doesn't matter at all, right?
Fair.
And they're both good series. I
They-
really like
completely different
Parasite as well.
characters, completely different stories. Yeah. But I'm curious what that kaiju was that has now turned him into like a 9.8
Oh, yeah.
It
fortitude
was like a
kaiju.
parasite, and it spoke to him. It's like it said like
You cut out.
Yeah, Rika, you cut out.
Oh, it was some sort of a parasite, and it spoke to him saying, "I found you."
It said I found you? I didn't notice that.
Yeah. It spoke and it said,
So,
"I found you."
It was looking for him specifically?
Yeah, I don't know why. I kind of want to learn more of that.
I
don't
seem to
know why
remember
it-
that, yeah.
I don't know how I
I don't
missed
know
that.
why it was looking for him specifically. It's quite interesting.
This is fun because we all don't know how the mystery is going to work
Mhm.
out.
I only
And I feel like
read a
usually
little
one
bit.
of us knows.
I only
Yeah,
read a
no,
little
that's
bit.
good.
I don't even have a theory as to why it would be looking for him. They were looking for the weakest human. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. So that
Yeah,
was the
clearly
end.
he's special, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
That was the end of episode 1, right? Where
Can I just say the comedy parts are really good
Oh yeah, I agree.
because you
Oh, yeah, very
think
good
this is a
comedy,
good
very-
action show, but the comedy is hilarious. Like when he in that scene after he develops the power, just how hilarious the interaction is with the old guy and his friend, and how he's like, "Okay, smile, like try to look cool," and he just the tongue is flying out. It was so hilarious. I gotta give props to the comedy of this series as well.
Bro, the way he was pissing. My
the
God.
nipples,
the
bro.
pissing
Yeah.
scene.
It's funny how that's funny to me, but it is. It is.
I guess monsters are just different to humans.
Dude,
And it's just interesting seeing his humanity within that form. It was the same when, and jumping ahead a bit, it was the same when the blonde girl, Hikaru, figured out and saw him in that form. He's like, "Oh, please don't tell on me, please." Like, you see this intimidating monster acting like, so human that it's entertaining just because of the juxtaposition
Yes.
between the two.
I agree. I love it. Dude, I'm such an idiot. I tagged the wrong people in my YouTube video, so I have to fix that super quickly. Talk about episode 2 for 1 second.
I just like how Kafka can just, switch between human and monster forms so easily, even if some body parts of, however
Yes.
he wants to. So it's really cool that he can.
I
do
agree. It makes for a more interesting series. I like those secret identity kind of stories, and Recon again, Code Geass is one to watch for that. But
that. I don't think I'm gonna ever watch it. Fuck Code Geass.
It's so good. But yeah, like I really enjoyed that because I was worried a bit that after he changed into that form, because again, I have no experience with this, that he would stay in that form and they'd have to like hide him in a house or something. But it's much more entertaining that he could go under this like in disguise and go to the training and the test, and when he needs to, he can turn into that form. Even the whole him trying to be quote unquote
Hide
fair.
his powers.
Exactly. And it's not just out of not getting caught. It's also he wants to respect the people that trained hard and he wants to make it on his own merits. That's a very interesting part of the story as well.
Boo! I don't like that.
Really?
I mean, it ends up working out because if he gets caught, he's gonna fucking get killed. So it
Exactly.
makes
I
sense
enjoy
not
that.
to do it. But I feel like if you could turn like your pinky into Kaiju no 8.
We've seen it enough, bro. We've seen it enough in series like the Harry Potter one, Mashal. Like we've seen the overpowered protagonist. It's
That's
nice
true.
to see.
No,
It's nice to see
but
that.
I don't mean about like making yourself overpowered. I just meant like so that he'd pass the test. Because honestly, he would have fucking failed the test, or he was gonna end up failing the test.
I
Like,
don't think he would have though because he didn't even get credit in the end for defeating the monster that he defeated.
No, he
He
didn't.
gave it to the
He
girl.
could've-
I know, but
So
I'm saying
he-
on his
yeah.
own merits, he almost failed. So
Almost, but
he almost failed. He ended up making it because one, they're like, oh, at least he like with his knowledge, he was able to help other people around him, and there was less casualties, etc. But also probably because of Kikoru Shinomiya. But also the vice captain noticed that when he turned into a kaiju, his body was the only one that turned like the suit like his like heartbeat was gone or something happened with his suit. So part of the reason he's being invited is so he could keep a close eye on him.
remember
Yeah,
when he
it's
got
just-
serious and his utilization went from like 0 to 0.01.
Yeah.
Like comedic gold, bro.
Like,
Like, those moments are so funny.
I think he got hired for comedic relief to keep a close eye close eye on him, and because of his knowledge, like helped other people out. I am so congested. I'm so sorry. I feel like I probably sound like Norman from Isekai D&D right now. Sorry, guys.
No worries, man. That was me
No,
like
you sound
yesterday.
My
Literally.
it's my stupid allergies.
So they placed him in the low ranks
Yeah.
of cadet, and yeah, they don't even realize just how overpowered he really is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
which is perfect. Again, leads to some interesting possibilities down the line.
so his physical test, he completely did terrible, right? I thought maybe he'd have a chance there because like he's older, maybe he's a little stronger, blah blah blah. But once
No,
they
He
put
did
Yeah.
trash on all the tests.
he did trash on all the tests, but I understand once he put the suit on for it like to not connect with his body. But I was hoping like during like the physical fitness test he'd be like decent, but they're going with the whole he's old thing.
And the kaiju thing might reject it. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
an extent.
True.
Maybe not, but I'm thinking that could be a reason because no one else ever got 0%. And then for him to be the first one, you know, it could be tied to the kaiju thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or maybe the kaiju chose him because he's the one
Yeah,
person with like
exactly.
0% connectability, blah blah blah.
Exactly. That's another thought I had for sure.
Look at us coming up with theories.
Yeah.
Um,
Oshina, by the way, the vice captain, is awesome. Like he keeps him around for the comedy. When I literally didn't think he was that big of a deal, but when we saw him use his blades,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was
Oh
so
my
sick.
god,
So
bro,
sick,
he's
bro.
fast. He's like a ninja, man.
Dude, I didn't even see him take out his weapons. So good.
anyway, what's next? I'm trying to think here. So he ended up
Oh, we
joining
gotta
as
talk
a.
about that.
Go ahead.
I was about to say we could talk about that mysterious kaiju that's hiding among everyone in the cleaning crew.
Yeah, what the fuck, bro? I feel like it's too early to introduce someone like that.
Yeah, I think we got a villain character like immediately, and he's like able to transform his body into humans, and he's able to like hide in society. But he's also like able to revive other kaiju, and he's like trying to
Like a
manipulate.
necromancer.
He's like manipulating things behind the scenes. I don't know what his goals are. It's really cool. It's really cool.
It shows how easily it is to like blend into humans too. Literally, all he needs to do is be the new guy, and everyone just accepts. Like, okay, maybe he's a little weird,
Bro,
but
Yeah.
blending into the cleaning crew and nobody knows he's
nobody
a kaiju.
knows, bro. They're like, this guy's the nicest guy I've met so far.
Ugh.
No, but I did think it was too early, and it's good for suspense and stuff. But for me personally, I just would have liked to enjoy the kaiju powers a bit before we already get an intelligent opponent. You know, like it was almost thrown on before we could have that euphoria of him just being the only intelligent one kicking ass. I kind of wanted more of that period, but this does raise the stakes.
Pros and cons. I feel like people have no attention span these days. So it's just like
yeah, that could be it. Yeah.
we've had so many series where it's just like hunting different monsters and different like animals and different like titans, etc. And it's like having a fast-paced story like this. I feel like it works. in its own way.
Yeah, maybe I'm just old.
You're
like
old
he is
school.
when he's
You're-
running, and I'm just like let me sink into it a bit. Don't just throw it all at me at once.
Dude, I love the scene where he's in the bath and he's like showing off his muscles and he looks fucking huge and jacked, and then
Jacked.
and then he turns around and his fucking tummy pops out.
Yeah, that was a funny moment.
He just like me for real.
Briggs, I thought you worked out, bro.
No, I don't really have much of a stomach. I was more just saying it's just funny because I feel like when I was younger I was like more shredded and now I'm a little bit more bulky. But like I do feel like it's just like, yeah, he's just like me for real. I gotta watch what I eat, otherwise the tummy's gonna come in.
For sure. No, I relate.
You're a Chad, Briggs. You will always be a Chad to me.
I feel like he should have
Yeah,
done
no
better
matter
on the
how big
physical.
you get, bro.
True, thank you.
Yeah, that could be why he didn't do good on the physical for sure.
Yeah,
Although I will say, like as a guy who runs, 30 is definitely not a decline age. Maybe if you're like just doing speed, but he could definitely get back into shape. Unless it's the kaiju thing.
So yes and no. I was about to say like 30 without a doubt. Like I feel like they're exaggerating. Like, oh my god, this guy's an old man compared to these youngsters. He can't keep up. But as someone who plays sports with like young people now, it's weird being like I feel like I'm the older person in like some of these. Like my team is like an average of like 30 for hockey, and we're playing against these 19 and 20-year-olds. I'm like, they have so much fucking energy. They're so fast. It's annoying as hell. But we slap them every time. Like we just have way too much experience, and we're not old enough where it's like we can't hang. But you could tell it's like we're way lazier and we do not move as fast, but we have the experience. And it's the same thing with volleyball to a certain extent. Like these young teams are coming out, like they have so much potential, but they're just not as good yet.
Yeah, so you can't relate to our boy Kafka, who just is lagging behind the youngsters.
A little bit, like a little bit. I'm like, bro, I can't keep up with some of these. This 19-year-old teams, they work way too hard. They're
Just
way
the
too
speed,
fast. Like
but
just the
not the end
speed.
result yet.
Oh no.
But you're 27. So
I'm
in 3
27, but
years,
I'm just
we'll
saying.
see.
But no, my team.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest guy on my hockey team. The rest are like 30, 31, 32. So our average age is like 10 years above some of these new. The new teams come in. There's always one new team every year that's like straight out of fucking high school that like joins men's league because they don't have their initial league anymore. Like once you're over 18, you can't. And it just, dude, they're so fast. It's hilarious.
Briggs, when was the last time you played hockey, man? I miss your hockey streams from before.
I still play hockey. I play hockey once a week, volleyball twice.
Let's not get too
Can you
sidetracked,
stream
though,
hockey
boys.
again? I really
Let's-
missed your hockey stream.
Although I want to see Briggs's hockey streams potentially.
Yes, get back on it.
Let's get back to this.
What else? So he joined as not
What we talk
an initial member. He's just like a deputy member because like
He's a cadet.
He's a cadet. He's a cabin boy.
Yeah, what is there left to discuss? Like, obviously, we didn't talk much about Leno. Like, he's a cool character. I like him as the friend,
Same.
right? The white-haired guy, and I like that he's actually low-key rising up quickly, even compared to a lot of the gifted ones. And Hoshina, the vice captain, was pretty much saying Kikoru and Leno could potentially be at her level or one of the highest levels in second place soon. So yeah, it's interesting to see if there's something special about him or if he's just working really hard. He's the character to keep your eye on
He's
for
just
sure.
working hard.
I feel like Leno is gonna catch up to
wonder,
Kikoru.
bro.
So it
I wonder if
seems
it's
like
just hard work, though.
yeah,
Because
no.
everyone's working hard in theory, right?
I don't think it's just hard work. I think it is a combination of factors because it was kind of implied that like certain people will end up hitting a ceiling, and they'll start to like diminishing returns and start slowing down. And it seemed like Leno's one of those guys that's just like he is so quickly catching up that he might just be naturally more suited to
Exactly.
this.
And we don't know a lot about this. Like, some people are more suited to it, some people are not. We don't know what determines that, but we may find out later. Like, I don't know if it's genes or if it's like OP family members or stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, Leno seems special to me because I do think everyone is kind of working hard. So I don't think he'd just from hard work be getting that much better.
I think one of Leno's rivals is like, oh shit, this guy's catching up, and like he's
Exactly.
working just as hard, right? That's the whole thing. So I
He's
wonder
like,
if
how's this guy not running out of fucking energy? What's going on?
I wonder if his rival's gonna start hitting a wall soon, or like hitting a
Or
ceiling.
maybe that they have in a sense.
Yeah, I think he
Or
might
by
hit
noticing that.
he might hit a ceiling and then have to overcome it. But I am guessing that Leno's gonna catch up to Kikoru. That's my current call. And then we have
Wow.
Kafka that's at like 1% right now, right?
If even that, I don't even know.
I think he
feel
hit
like,
one.
okay, there you go.
Guys, episode 7 is gonna be crazy.
Remind me of the cliffhanger. I know I just watched it today, but what was the
Well,
cliffhanger for episode 6?
I think it was Reno and someone else. They saw some random guy from the cleaning squad, and he's
Oh,
just
yeah.
observing one of the monsters. And it turns out it's the kaiju in disguise.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit,
which you
busted.
could definitely foresee, right? Because obviously, what would a cleaning room person be doing there? But yeah, no, it's again so fast paced, bro.
Yeah.
Like this guy just appears in a bathroom stall, one scene, and now he's already
Fighting.
asking about
It's
Kafka.
about to go down. It's about to go down.
Yeah.
I like how it's being done personally, but we'll see how it actually ends up turning out, right?
No, I like it too, but like,
It is
and
really
this is not
fast.
a bad thing. But I have no idea what the fuck's gonna happen. Like, it could easily be like they do this kind of thing work for a while, they're getting better, or now it could just be like everyone finds out he has the kaiju power. Like, I don't know what route they'll take.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Because yeah, if now he has to use his kaiju power in front of everybody, maybe it's an inner circle, maybe a larger circle will know about the truth. But obviously,
What
if he
is
saved
everyone
them,
gonna do?
they might not punish him, right?
So I do feel like it's inevitable at some point it's gonna come out to like Mina and Hoshina, but I don't think it's gonna happen too early. I hope it
Yeah.
just like slowly gets introduced to like one character at a time.
But you know what I mean? It could be a completely different show
Yeah, it's true.
if they choose one versus another route. So and I'm so early in the show, I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Bro, it's only
that
12 episodes, though.
can't
I'm pretty
predict
sure
it.
they're gonna find out. I'm pretty sure they might find out the next episode.
I don't think
Exactly. And
everyone's finding out, dude. But it
he's
could
not
be a different
great
show.
at-
Some, I
It could
have
be an
no
inner
idea.
circle. Yeah, it could be an inner circle that knows. But yeah, I think it's interesting. I don't know what direction it's gonna go in, and that's a good thing. It's not predictable.
True, true. There's not too much else to talk about, but we have had a couple of like really cool kaiju moments where Kafka turns into one. He turns into one early on in the series where he just defeats like a couple normal kaiju, but then the big
the punch. Can we
Yeah.
just say how
dude, he
sick that punch was?
Dude, it's so cool. The moments are so cool and badass.
Dude, like, because these guys are using all these weapons, and like, yeah, it's cool. It's like sniper cool, you know. But just using his fucking fist to destroy such huge monsters, it's so epic. It's so epic, especially for where he's coming from. Like, we didn't even talk about this scene, but there was that scene before he got the powers where he's in his, I don't know if it's a condo or whatever, apartment or whatever, and there's stuff all over the place. You could tell his life is not going great. He's in the dark watching TV, and he's like, oh man, I really gave up on my dreams. And then to go from like I'm powerless, and then to go from that to just single punch, like one punching these monsters, as such a quick turnaround and such a satisfying turnaround as well.
Sure. Yeah, really, really badass moments. Super satisfying. The music, he just looks so cool in that form as well. But yeah, the bigger moment was when he saved Kikoru from the intelligent one, right? Or like wasn't even the intelligent one. The intelligent one like powered
Just the
up
big
another
one, yeah.
one, or like made the big one come back. But he had Kikoru all injured, by like shooting at her or something with like
Yeah, that was
He just
crazy,
he just
bro.
points his finger
And
it
boom.
just boom, boom. He just points his finger. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we didn't give enough attention to how crazy that was, because she's been established as like so overpowered, and she did everything right, and it's like an exhale moment, and then bam, shows up, wrecks her, absolutely destroys her. Like, that was such a good twist to happen at that moment, and it goes towards the whole fast-pacedness, unpredictability of this series. I'm on the edge of my seats, bro.
Apparently, there were spoilers in the opening and outro, but I didn't notice. I will say though, this outro is the ending song is a certified banger. The best outro ending I've ever seen. It's my #1 favorite of all time.
Wow, I was gonna say I like the opening and the
Bro,
the
how
ending.
can you say that when Ranger Reject exists?
Ranger Rejects opening.
Super good.
I'm talking about the ending though.
Yeah, the ending. That's what I'm saying. The ending.
Yeah, oh yeah, Ranger. So Go Go Loser Ranger opening and ending is also pretty cool. I do like them a lot.
I will say I preferred this as well to Go Go Loser Ranger. I don't know if Recon's just memeing though.
No,
No,
he's
I'm not
serious.
memeing,
They
I
were good.
swear,
They
it's really fire.
both
No, they're good. They're
both are good, but Kaiju's ED is just like it's just way too good. It doesn't even. I feel like it doesn't even deserve to be an ending. Which how
good.
good
It's
it
nice
is.
when you could just like, you finish the episode, and you're not skipping. You're just enjoying the song.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling.
I mean, the opening's really cool as well for Kaiju No 8. Honestly, the openings and endings this season have been pretty great. Like even there's another anime I want you to watch goes in for a future episode. It was called Viral Hit. Viral Hit opening's also
Viral
very
Hit is
cool.
All right, no, I'm excited.
Viral
But how
Hit's like
long-
about like YouTubers
how ooh,
and like streamers.
I
and
gotta
stuff.
watch that then. We gotta cover that.
Like
Briggs,
go ahead.
how many
It's a
weeks? 2
manga
weeks you're
adaptation.
taking off or what?
I'm gone for 2 weeks. Yes.
Okay, so I guess we can just DM about what
Yeah.
to cover next.
I think when we get back, we could do some seasonal stuff as well, like maybe some viral hit. We already did go Lose a Ranger, right?
We did.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
So viral hit potentially at some point Demon Slayer, but definitely want to have more episodes out.
Yes.
Viral Hit is a manhwa adaptation, by the way.
It's so good. I love it. It's so
But it's
it's,
really
so good, but it's so different than anything I've ever watched.
Fair enough. All right, is that it for this one?
I think that's about it for this one.
I think we all
Yes.
love it, right? Anybody
I like it.
anybody get rubbed the wrong way by any parts of it or no?
It's pretty much my favorite this season.
I
I'm,
like
I'm pretty sure it's my favorite this season.
Yeah, we have nothing bad to say about Kaiju no 8 or number 8 or whatever. If you guys you should definitely check it out. Until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.
Bang.